A World Economic Forum insider has blown the whistle, revealing gruesome details behind an occult blood sacrifice performed by senior members of the WEF, performed with the intention of ushering in Bill Gates' new dark age. The ritual took place in a room marked for destruction immediately following the 2026 Davos summit, and involved the sacrifice of an illegitimate child of French President Emmanuel Macron, who was present for the ritual, alongside former Canadian President Justin Trudeau, Katy Perry, and various world leaders, including Mark Carney. This is what it looks like when power enjoys itself, when prediction becomes permission, disaster becomes destiny, and one sanctioned death is not a burden, but a thrill that prepares them for millions more. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. From the gilded halls of Davos, Bill Gates, the unelected global health czar, has crunched the data and issued the latest of his chilling predictions. Within the next 5 years, humanity will descend into a new dark age. And woven into this grim vision are the silent premature deaths of nearly 5 million children, a toll that seems almost calculated. Because let's face facts, the new WF leader Borge Brenda followed up Gates' psychopathic prediction by admitting that the WF orchestrates global events.
The World Economic Forum is not about responding to current events. It's about orchestrating the right conditions that enable us to move forward.
This is disturbing, because the global elite savor nothing quite like the exquisite agony of children suffering. From Keir Starmer, who ensured that Jimmy Savile didn't face justice, nor did the grooming gangs.
You have to choose now between Davos or Westminster.
Davos.
To Justin Trudeau, who stands credibly accused of a raft of sickening crimes against children, and whose new partner Katy Perry is on record admitting she prefers human flesh above all others.
My old cameraman's mother actually died after complications from the COVID vaccine, so is that misinformation? Oh, now you're laughing.
To Mark Carney, a former central banker who was a close friend and associate of Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, people will charge me as being elitist or a globalist, to use that term, which is, well, that's exactly, it happens to be exactly what we need.
To Emmanuel Macron, a former Rothschild banker, entangled in a shadowy liaison with a predatory figure of ambiguous gender, who seduced him at the tender age of 14. And now that Macron has joined the notorious Black Eye Club, that circle of bruised faces and hidden rituals, the truth stares you right in the face. It becomes impossible to ignore.
We're going deep tonight, guys. Let's talk about the Black Eye Society. The Black Eye Club refers to the growing number of celebrities, politicians, business elites, and heads of state that seem to suddenly and mysteriously have wound up with black eyes. Some people believe that when a celebrity gets a black eye, it is a mark that they have been inducted into a secret society such as the Illuminati. Some people even believe that the black eye is related to a life-extending surgery that is only available to the rich. You got Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, Pope Francis, as well as the Pope that preceded Pope Francis. For real, how are you going to tell me that the Pope ended up with a black eye? Twice. You got Kanye, George Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Prince Andrew, Prince Philip. There are countless more of these examples. Like, are black eyes really that common? I mean, I've never gotten one, and I know like 2 people who have.
Black eyes are vanishingly rare in the real world. Yet among the elites, they appear with eerie frequency. It's the same with satanic rituals. How many have you stumbled upon in your real life? Likely none. Yet, how many have you seen unfold right in front of you at the opening ceremonies of global events? Or staged inside the headquarters of the WF in Davos? Or this blatant example at CERN?
What the fuck?
Shit!
This took place on October the 31st. Samhain, also known as Halloween, or All Hallows Eve. This date is the Illuminati's highest day of human sacrifice. Of course, the media gatekeepers covered for the Satanists, declaring that pranking scientists were suspected of carrying out the fake human sacrifice. Because, of course, scientists are famous for being pranksters, right? Next they'll tell us CERN is just a really elaborate whoopee cushion. Unfortunately, the truth is far darker. CERN is far more than a particle physics lab in Geneva. It's a hub for occult elite agendas, world-altering experiments, and hidden rituals. And satanic rituals, complete with human sacrifice, unfold openly at these elite strongholds. Davos among them. Just days ago, the illegitimate child of a prominent world leader was offered up in cold blood. And according to those who saw it, the parent never so much as blinked. We have the details after this important word from our sponsor. A World Economic Forum insider is risking his safety to come forward and blow the whistle about what really happens behind closed doors at the Davos compound when world leaders meet for the annual summit. Franz, not his real name, reveals that an annual sacrifice, or as a child, takes place in a room that has been specially constructed for the purpose, including an occult table and viewing platform for VIPs. They believe blood sacrifice is the ultimate elixir, keeping their skin taut, their appetite sharp, and their grip ironclad on the game. They dread the day their death machine grows too distant, too clinical, too abstract, and the old primal hunger fades. So they keep feeding it, ritual by ritual, lest they wither into irrelevance. Chillingly, the elite prefer to kill one of their own. And this year, the senior member to give up his child was the man with the black eye and reflective aviator shades, Emmanuel Macron.
Listen, just listen, alright? I know this sounds insane, but I need to say it out loud before I lose my nerve. I'm an architect. That's my role here. I design secure facilities, off-book spaces, places that are meant to exist without ever officially existing. Every year I'm given a brief that looks like nonsense until you know what it's for. I built the room, I oversee the construction, and when it's over, I'm the one who makes sure there's no trace it was ever built. No plans, no invoices, no memory, except mine. The blood sacrifice they make every year, it's not religion, it's not tradition, it's training. They don't believe the death changes the future, they believe it changes them. That's the part I didn't get at first. These people, they already know their decisions will kill millions. Not metaphorically, literally. Climate policy, vaccines, pandemics designed to launch on schedule. They see it all in advance. Forecasts, curves, probability bands, death reduced to decimals. And that scared the founders more than blood ever did. Because once killing becomes abstract, it lost some of its pleasure for them. So they made it small. One room, one person, 1 hour. No distance, no paperwork, no euphemisms. One body to stand in for the rest. A way of saying, this is who we are, this is what we do. Not pretending it's an accident. Not hiding behind inevitability. Owning it. Reveling in it. That's why it has to be real. And why it has to be erased afterward. If it stayed on the books, it would turn into procedure. And procedure is how you end up killing without feeling anything at all. Here's the part that made me sick. The volunteers this year, they weren't random. They never are. They choose someone who costs something. Someone connected. Someone whose loss can't be smoothed over with money or legacy statements. This time it was Macron's kid. Illegitimate, sure. Kept out of sight. Out of succession. But blood all the same. And Macron didn't flinch, even when they slit the kid's throat and blood splattered on their clothes. Because that's the signal. That's the currency in the room. Proof that you're willing to lose something irreplaceable before you authorize the loss of millions you'll never meet. They tell themselves it keeps them honest, keeps the numbers human, but I've watched it change over the years. The tone's different now. Less grief, more anticipation, like they're rehearsing. Like the death isn't a warning anymore. It's a warm-up. I built the room. I erased it. That means I'm the only one who actually remembers it ever existed. And that's what's kept me on this call, whispering into a phone like a coward, because once I hang up, it's just me and the memory. And I don't know how long one person can carry a room like that alone.
The elite are determined to depopulate the world, and the revelation that they're slaughtering children, including their own, with their own hands, reveals the extent of their psychopathic agenda. So, what does the future hold if Gates is permitted to usher in a new dark age? The truth has been staring us in the face for years. Let's rewind to October 2019. The Gates Foundation co-sponsored Event 201, a high-level simulation tucked away in New York, orchestrated alongside the Johns Hopkins Center and, you guessed it, the World Economic Forum. This wasn't some idle war game. It was a meticulously crafted scenario of a novel coronavirus jumping from bats to humans, sparking a global catastrophe.
I'm sure a lot of you have gone and looked at this on YouTube. It's called Event 201. And the fourth simulation that day, the last one, is all about how you use the pandemic as a pretense for clamping down for abridgments of freedom of speech, and particularly, how do you stop people from talking about a lab leak as the source of these viruses? Now, this is October 2019. None of us at that time had ever heard of COVID.
And then came catastrophic contagion, staged in October 2022 by the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, the World Health Organization, and once again, the ever-present Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In Brussels, Gates himself took his place at the table for yet another meticulously scripted rehearsal. This time, the fictional pathogen was a novel entovirus erupting in 2026, spreading with ruthless efficiency and claiming a much higher fatality rate than COVID-19, and targeting above all, children and young people. Now, in 2026, Gates has issued his most disturbing warning yet. 5 million children are set to die in the near future of an unknown cause. And according to those on the inside of the WEF, the elites are celebrating Gates' vision, and they've performed a depraved blood sacrifice within the WEF compound to usher in the blood-soaked future. We cannot suffer this ancient cabal, forged in the shadows of 9,000 forgotten years, to feast any longer on the world's children. Globalism is writhing in its final gasping throes. Now is the moment to drive the stake through its heart and consign it to the abyss where it belongs. We are living in unprecedented times. The elite are running scared. Here's what they don't want you to know. The VPN industry has been infiltrated and compromised. Industry leader Proton is funded and controlled by the World Economic Forum in Davos. The same people writing the digital ID laws and building a digital prison for humanity. And many of the most popular VPNs in the world, ExpressVPN, CyberGhost and Private Internet Access, have been bought out by Cape Technologies, an Israeli company linked to Mossad. These are the people you're paying to protect your privacy. It's not just a sick joke, it's a punchline. And they're laughing at you. That's why we're revealing the first trustless VPN, VP.net, built in 2025, so that even if it wanted to spy on you, it couldn't. Even if the feds came knocking, they'd walk away empty-handed. Head over to vp.net/TPV and see for yourself. Legacy VPNs say trust us not to log. vp.net says don't trust us, verify. It's built inside a secure enclave, uses military-grade encryption and stores zero data. Yes, really, zero zilch nada. It's a game changer. And it's a small price to stay protected on the new digital battlefield. Join the movement at vp.net/TPV.